Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Saturday morning, and yes, football finally returns. We can talk about looking forward to another Premier League game. That's the only competition we are in right now. Man United fans are being starved. It's awful waiting for these games, isn't it? It's like watching paint dry. It's that slow. It's awful, but we have got football to look forward to. Of course, we have to still wait till Monday night before we see United in action, but we can watch the other games as well. We've got Man City in action as well. It's the title race is hotting up, and as I predicted many months ago, I said to you, Arsenal are going to bottle. No matter what lead they have, they will bottle it, and Man City will be in the running. And that's exactly what's happening. And you could see Arteta yesterday in his presser. He looked nervous. He looked like he was under pressure, and he didn't want to even accept or concede that he had the bottle or bottlers in his vocab. I mean, that is too funny, isn't it? Arteta, come on, mate. You should have been accustomed to that because you've been doing it for years and years. This is Arsenal, isn't it? But look, I don't want to get carried away because I don't want Arsenal to come back and start winning again and, you know, whatnot, and hearing the crap that we get from their fans. And it comes down to the fan base. I'll be honest with you. I've got nothing against Arsenal as a club, but their fan base have been absolutely horrendous. They've just been awful, and since they've been winning this season, and they've just been in at everyone's face saying, we're going to win it, and blah, 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 and we're the best team, and we're this, and we're that. Corner FC, and they think they're the best team ever, right? And even Walcott standing there in front of Rooney telling him that this team could beat the very best United team. It's just ridiculous. But look, this is what Arsenal fans did. They created their own mess, and now everybody is thinking, well, we don't want Arsenal to win. We don't want Arsenal to win, and they want someone else to take over. They want to take Man City. I'm happy for Man City to win. I'll be honest with you. I know there are City rivals. I know that, you know, it's going to get the City is blue and all that crap, but do you know what? I'd rather see Man City win. And this is a crazy statement. I thought I'd never say this. I thought I'd be completely against City winning anything. But at this moment in time, when I look at the two clubs and I look at the fan bases, Man City fans kind of quiet. No one's really raving on about Man City and this season or that season. And I'll be happy for them to win the league. Maybe just this once, because I'm so pissed with Arsenal and their fans just getting carried away. Kind of have some dignity. You've not won anything in years. You've not won the Premier League. Calm the F down, man. Calm down. I don't like swearing Saturday morning, but this has to be done. It has to be done. But anyway, let's move on to the story of the day. And of course, it's Michael Carrick. This is going to rumble on, isn't it? All the way until we don't finally get the confirmation that Carrick's got the job or someone else is going to get the job. But what we are hearing from sources, and I said to you a couple of days ago, again, look, I start receiving this kind of news before I actually put it out onto the show, because I'm just kind of waiting around thinking, okay, look, you know, yeah, early signs are that Carrick's going to get the job. The sources that I'm speaking to are saying the same thing. They said, well, look, Carrick, if he continues the way he does and he qualifies for the Champions League, which is likely if he continues winning, then he gets the job. 100%. Nobody else is going to be in contention. Nobody else is going to even be looked at twice, even if they're available. Even if there was Tuchel available, maybe others, maybe. But then I think, look, Carrick's kind of going to get the job by default, isn't he? Because Tuchel's ruled himself out. Tuchel has, and Ancelotti has, and so has Enrique. So three of the big guns, right? The three of the big ones that we were all looking at thinking, yeah, these are the ones that could come in and actually do a job at United and take the hot seat and take the pressure of working for such a huge club. the others, I'd say class B and C managers, the ones like Glasner are knocking around. We're hearing that he's going to get the sack very soon. There's a few others like Eddie Howe that might become available. But I feel like if Eddie Howe and the others become available, they're not immediately going to be like, right, we must take them on board and they should be our new manager. I don't think it's going to work like that. I think it's going to be entirely down to immediately like who's going to get the job, and if Carrick's there and he's done well, I think he's getting the job. But anyway, that is the big news coming today, that Carrick is odds on to get the job. The bookies have slashed the prices. They know that this guy is looking very likely that if he carries on doing what he's going to do, he's going to get the job. There's not much to say apart from that. Look, the thing is, with me, I'm just bringing you what I've heard, and I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, that look, Carrick's going to get the jobs. Carrick's going to get the job, especially now, given that there's been other managers that have ruled themselves out. And let me know in the comments below what you think about that. I mean, Carrick is utterly boring. Yes, I accept he's boring. He's very square. But do I mind that right now after the shambles we've had with Ruben Amorim? Yes, Ruben Amorim was a great talker. We had lots coming from him, and the press conferences were really interesting, and everyone wanted to be part of it. But then, Carrick is just boring, but he's kind of what you want after being through the storm and the shitstorm that we've been through. So you want a manager not to make headlines. You want the manager to be doing all his talking on the pitch and on the training ground. You don't want him to be, fighting against the press and fighting against the owners or doing anything. Although yesterday we did hear from him against speaking up against Jim Ratcliffe's comment, and I think he went as far as he could have gone. I don't think he could have done any more. This is Michael Carrick. He's an interim manager. He knows he's in a position of weakness. He can't simply start firing from the hip against owners, knowing full well that his job is at risk. Well, or he wants the full-time job. It's not going to bode well for him if he starts criticising Jim Ratcliffe and everybody else above him when he's an interim manager, right? He wants a full-time job. He's got to toe the line. I think unless he doesn't get enough credit in the bank, i.e. goes and wins a Premier League or a Champions League, really a manager can't come out and start shouting on top of the rooftop about the owners not being good. I think if you've got the credit in the bank, then you can definitely hold your owners to account. But we found with Ruben Amorim that if you haven't got the credit in the bank, you haven't won many games, you can't come out and say, oh, right, do you know what? The owners aren't doing their job right and I'm not happy with them, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. But anyway, right now, there's some games going on. There's the under-18s game going on, United against Wolves. I was watching that before I came on, and there's a cracking goal by JJ Gabriel. I've got to show you that. Even if the show gets copyrighted, I don't really care, because the goal is such a sensational goal that I've got to show you guys who are watching right now. You deserve it. You deserve the loyalty. You deserve it for your loyalty, having jumped on and watched this afternoon show now, isn't it? Afternoon show, Saturday afternoon. I know there's football matches going to go on later on as well. I'm going to be tuning into them as well. But yeah, I mean, first of all, let's just put to bed this Carrick news. There's some actually reports coming out that saying that Carrick's not going to get the job. I'm telling you, they're fake. Fake news, as Donald Trump says. It's fake news. It is not true. Carrick is odds-on favourite to get the job. He's gonna get it unless something actually does go wrong. And I don't mind that. I think we need a time of stability. We need something going on right now at the club that just kind of focuses less on the antics off the pitch and things like that, and just concentrate on what we're doing on the pitch and what the players are doing. And let's be fair, he's got the players playing really, really good. Tomorrow is another test against Everton's David Moyes Everton. I'm gonna do a proper deep dive preview on it tomorrow. I like doing it the night before or the day before. I don't like doing like a preview 3-4 days before the game actually kicks off. I just feel like we're just kind of rushing everything, and then the moment we kind of jump on to do the preview, it's like, oh, we've still got 3 days left before the game actually kicks off. So yeah, we're doing the preview. You might forget everything that we talk about and all the things that we're discussing tactically because we've got 3 days waiting. So I thought, no, I'm not doing it on Friday night. I'm not doing it on Saturday either. I'm going to do it on the night before So then we're prepared mentally to face Everton, and we remember everything they're going to do. So look, it's going to be a tricky game, but I feel like United have got the bit between their teeth. I think they will go and do a job against Everton. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think, look, most of the games we've played so far haven't been easy. I think the team have arrested. I'm hoping that they're out of the holiday mindset. You know, the danger is that you get these players and you send them on a holiday, and then they've just kind of go from 100% to about 75%, and they're just working on that holiday mode. We need them to snap out of that. Yes, you're rested, so go out there and give it your all. There is a danger, because I always feel like the more football you play, the better it is sometimes, because you're inundated with games, you know what you're doing, you're up to speed, and you're just constantly working hard. And I think that keeps everyone on their toes. The moment you go off on holiday, I think that there is a danger where you can have these players come back and treat the game as a friendly or a warm-up game, and we can't have that. So I hope Carrick really does drill down onto these players that, look, this is a serious game. We need to give it all, 100%, start from the start to the finish. We need to be cracking the whip against Everton. Do not give them any space. We are the team in form, of course. We are unbeaten in 5 games, and look, we're playing, well, actually more than 5 games. We're unbeaten in a lot more games than that, but we just need to carry that form through into this game, and I think we'll be fine. I think, again, I don't want to see a lot of changes. I know there's fans out there who love seeing lots of changes take place in their team between games, and they want a different formation or a different team to play, different players to start. I'm quite boring like that. Maybe I'm turning into Michael Carrick, guys. That's a dangerous thing to say, isn't it? I'm not turning into Carrick. I'm not. Surely not. If I turn into Carrick, guys, someone needs to come and take me out. Someone needs to take me out, because that is awful to watch. Carrick press conferences are boring, and yes, that's one negative against him. As soon as I think about him taking the permanent job, I think about all the press conferences we've got to look forward to, and I think, shit, I don't want to be sat through them. But look, that's one. But if we're playing and cooking like we are on the pitch, I don't really care. I don't really care what his press conferences are like, as long as we can see glorious football and we can see goals, open play of football, open style. We just look like a team that are really difficult to beat, and nobody's going to take us lightly. I think that the best thing about West Ham was that we didn't lie down and just take it. We just didn't sit back and think, right, okay, do you know what? It's gone. We've lost the game. Allow it. Let's just, damage control here and just put a defensive team into defensive shape and leave it at that. No, Michael Carrick threw the kitchen sink, and it reminded me of what Sir Alex Ferguson once said. And in his book, he said, "Look, when we were as United, when we were losing, he goes, what's the point of sitting back or doing nothing or just playing as we are?" He goes, you might as well throw the kitchen sink. You might as well put everybody on an attack and see what you can get out of the game. If you're losing, you might as well give it a go. And that's what it reminded me of. And I really, really liked seeing that from Carrick. But that, again, that comes from the United ethos. That comes from the heritage and whatever else, what people refer to as the DNA of Man United. That is it. That is it. And I feel like we finally are seeing that under Carrick. So hopefully he's not controlled by Ineos or Wilcox or anybody else, and this keeps on giving. This kind of gift keeps on giving. The problem is that if we go through a difficult period with Michael Carrick, that's when the real test begins. Is Michael Carrick good enough to handle the pressure when things are not going right? What if he loses a game or two? What happens then? Does that positivity go out the window, or does he maintain it, and does he carry on the next game? That's going to be a real big test. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'd probably like us to qualify for Champions League. But I also, if we have got the room to lose some points, I wouldn't mind seeing what happens to Carrick when the team loses. Does he pick him up the next game immediately, and do we come out firing, or does he struggle to pick the confidence back up again? That is key, because I don't want to give him the full-time job and give him the permanent position, and next season we find out that he totally crumbles under losing a game or two, right? So again, big issues. But anyway, like I promised, I'm going to show you the goal of JJ Gabriel. But before I do that, actually, I'll go to the chat, because I like to know what everyone else is saying this Saturday morning. I can see the chat busy. Nish, welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. Derek, morning. How you doing, mate? Life is a moment sustained. Life is a moment sustained. It's a job, Carrick. Is a job, Carrick. I am not Ineos. Are you saying that he's getting the job? Still think Man United mid-table, no Champions League, FA Cup and other cup. Good luck. All right, so I don't even know if you're a United fan then. Are you a United fan, Derek? I don't think you are. From the comments you're saying, I don't think you are. Stephanie, welcome. Hope you're doing well this Saturday afternoon. We've got football back, man. I'm buzzing because we've got football back. It's been such a bloody nightmare. It's been awful. I hate not watching United in action. I'm watching under 18s, by the way, and that tells you that I'm desperate to watch any kind of football relating to Man United. Long time no see, friend, says Rick to Steph. I still buy 10 season tickets, exceptions, it's MUFC. Rick says hello, and a loss of 1 or 2, who cares? You attack when the opposition is tired, you get rewarded. Yeah, exactly. Never give up attitudes is back. Late goals against Fulham and West Ham has proved it. Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that we can scare oppositions into, psychologically, we have them on the back foot. Immediately when they feel like United are a team that's still going to score last minute, I think that works psychologically against the opposition, because they are immediately thinking, oh shit, we're going to lose. We can't keep this United team out. So we're always expecting goals, even till the final whistle. Alex did all that all the time. Yeah, he did. He was all over the opposition. Never gave him a time where they were like, right, well, job's done. Finally, thank God, we're up 1-2 goals. That's it, done. United are just going to fall apart. Unfortunately, under recent managers, Man United have been that team where you go 1-0 up and that's it. The United's done. The United used to fall apart and not give anything back. They were just like easy to knock out. Now, under Carrick, I'm hoping that we have got a different kind of setup, a different kind of team, and that Sesko goal, I mean, what a goal. What a take. What a take. And you got to admit, Mbumo's ball was pretty shit. I don't think he was expecting it to go the way it did. So Mbumo crossed in. He was, I think, hoping that he's going to get a bit more height on the ball and get it towards his head. It went low. I don't think Mbumo was expecting that, but what a finish by Sesko. From that ball to turn the ball in and get it on target and with that pace was phenomenal. And this is why I think, look, Sesko has got the ingredients to be a very good striker. We just need to be a bit patient with him. And like I said, I kind of wrote off this season for Sesko. I didn't want him to be under the limelight. I wanted him to just slowly step in, play these games, and Carrick's come in and done exactly what I wanted Sesko to be like. Just someone who's a super sub, someone who comes on, plays his cameo appearances, does well, builds his confidence, and goes off. That's what I want to see. I really, really like that. I really think that is the way we're going to start cooking, and we're going to have our players full of confidence. So the worst thing you can do is throw in young players like Sesko, like Fletcher, like Amas, and all the others into big important games, and then they make 1 or 2 mistakes. Everyone comes gets on their backs, and then you shatter their confidence. Worst thing ever. But after the West Ham game, there was calls about, look, were we missing a striker? Now, I'm going to do this in the preview show, but I'll kind of give you a preview of the preview show, which was I was going to discuss Sesko and how I felt like we needed to play someone like Sesko in against West Ham because of the low block. Without a target striker, I think we struggle again. We will struggle against low block teams against West Ham. So we need to think about, or Carrick needs to think about how he's going to do this. Because if Everton play a low block, how are we going to break them down? Because if we can't dribble our way through, if we can't go down the wings, the only other option is really to be crossing the ball in every opportunity we get. And if we've got a target man in Sesko there, that causes havoc within this low block teams, right? If Everton do play the low block, that's why I think we might even see Sesko maybe start, maybe not. I'll discuss it with you. I'll analyse the Everton team, and then we'll discuss whether they are going to play a low block or whether they're going to surprise us and come out because they are playing at home. So they will probably want to showcase their eagerness to win. But anyway, we'll discuss that tomorrow. I want to save that for tomorrow because, of course, there'll be nothing to talk about. Well, there will be about football and stuff, and what the results are today. I support Sunday League team, grassroots. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't mind that, Derek. I don't mind that. We still need an experienced striker, says Rick. Very good point. We were thinking of buying somebody. I mean, I've been raving on about Mateta. I've been saying it for time. I said it in the summer. I said, look, just go and get Mateta. He's going to be cheap. He's going to do the job. He's a backup striker, and he would have been perfect right now. He kind of he's a burly type of character. You know, he's big, he's strong, and he's a handful. He's a handful for defences. And I think if you've got someone like that, keeping the centre-backs occupied, you get more spaces. That was my opinion on it. Harry Kane, MUFC coach, in the past, you reflect FUC struggles to score. If you're saying that we need a Harry Kane, absolutely, Derek, we did need a Harry Kane. And if you, a couple of years ago, when Harry Kane became available and there was rumours about him leaving, I was literally doing, every show was about Harry Kane. Every show was about Man United, pull your bloody finger out, go and get Harry Kane. And to Ten Hag's credit, and look, there's not much credit you can give Ten Hag, but in Ten Hag's credit, he was pleading with Man United to go and sign Harry Kane. He said he needs Harry Kane at United and everything will be history. And we know he was right. We know he was right. We were missing a striker. And I still feel like, yes, we've kind of done the job with getting more attacking players and getting more goals in this team with Mbeumo, with Kuna, and Sesko right now, but I feel like we still missed a beat with going and getting another striker, someone else who can add another few more goals into a team like United, because goals are important, man. We need these goals. The more goals we have around the team, the better it is, and the less pressure one player feels for getting all the goals. Right now, I feel like Mbeumo, sometimes when he has a poor game, we're all looking at him thinking, he needs to score, why is he not scoring? But anyway, talking about scoring, I'm going to show you the goal from JJ Gabriel. Scores an absolute stunner. This kid has been talked about, and he's talked up a lot, right? Everyone's talking about him being the next big talent, and he's going to be like someone who's going to break into the United team. He is very young, of course, but if he keeps doing what he's doing, this guy is going to be in the team, man. I cannot see him hanging around much longer. I mean, if he carries on playing the way he is, either he's going to say, right, I'm definitely out. I'm definitely leaving Man United because I need opportunities. I need to play in the first team, or you promote me into the first team. So, let me bring this up for you guys. Let me bring this up. Let me show you this. Let me pause it first because I don't want to show you the goal, right? Okay. Now, if I get copyrighted, so what, right? You get to enjoy this goal. And sometimes these are the best times in life, aren't they? Enjoying these kind of goals. Amazing. This is going on, I think it's half time right now. As I came on live, it went at half time. So I thought, right, okay, I'll just go live. And hopefully they're 2-0 up, by the way, 2-0 up against Wolves. But this is an absolute stunning goal. Watch this, guys. Watch this. So you can see he's in the middle, calling for the ball. There's JJ Gabriel. He's looking. His movement is sensational, right? He's looking behind. Look, he's taking a look behind. He knows where the space is. Now he moves into the space. Boom! What a ball through. And then you think he's got so much to do. What's he doing? What can he do? He can't do nothing from here. Boom! Boom! What a sick goal, guys. I mean, 2 goalkeepers could not save that goal. 2 goalkeepers would never have been able to save. That is sensational. From there, I mean, his teammates must be absolutely gobsmacked thinking, what's he just done there? Look, they're shocked. They're absolutely shocked. They don't know what's happened there. How's he scored from there? I mean, even when I was watching it, I was thinking, where's this goal coming from? Because I can't see this goal coming. What's he going to do from there? Like, what is he going to do? But his movement and then his composure on the ball is stunning. For a young player like this, he's got 3 defenders around him, just twists and turns, and then the shot on his left foot. What a goal. I mean, look, I don't want to rave on about him because I know obviously it's a big step up from playing under 18s and then playing in the first team and in the Premier League, where you're probably not going to get that much space. You're obviously never going to get that much space, but it just shows his potential, his raw potential. And if we can harness that, I really do think this kid is going to be sensational, man. You can just watch this on repeat, can't you? You can watch this on repeat all day long and try and work out how the hell he actually going for the shot. And you look and think, of course he's going for the shot. Of course he's taking the shot from there. And what a goal. What a brilliant goal, man. And this is it. We were talking about this. I think Rick was on. I think a few others were on yesterday, and we were talking about the potential we've got in the academy. And we were talking about how players need to be promoted from our academy, because that's what we've been historically good at, and we can do that. Of course, earlier this season when we heard Jim Ratcliffe's comments, and yeah, Jim Ratcliffe, and he keeps on giving this dude, doesn't it? But anyway, Jim Ratcliffe talking about the academy, saying that it's shit and they've not done well and they haven't produced enough talent and stuff. And then there was a bit of a backlash from the people who were working within the academy, Fletcher, a few others. There was a few of the sources that I heard from, and they were like saying this is complete bullshit. The academy is doing brilliant. It's been doing really, really well. We've got some huge talents in the academy. So why Jim Ratcliffe's come out with these comments, nobody quite understands. But we all know Jim Ratcliffe kind of goes off on one, but this is the talent we've got. It's not just him, guys. It's not just him. There's a few others as well. So we've got lots of talent coming through. And yes, I can definitely see in the next season or so, these guys being promoted under Michael Carrick, if Carrick is here. The difference is that, look, Carrick is going to these matches. He's watching these games. He's watching the under 18s. He's watching the youngsters play, the academy players play. So he knows what's coming through. The problem was that we didn't have managers. I feel like managers who come from outside in, they don't really appreciate the academy players. They don't appreciate what we've got and what they don't actually. It's not whether they appreciate it, they're actually not familiar with their game. So they don't really get the history of the players that have come. Whereas Carrick, Fletcher and everybody else, Carrick's got a good relationship with Fletcher. And of course, Fletcher's probably on the phone to him quite a bit saying, this kid's doing well, that kid's doing good. This guy's definitely going to be promoted and blah, blah, blah. So there's a good communication there, good line of open communication, and you need that. And I felt like one of the major criticisms for Ruben Amorim for me was bringing in young players. I felt like he should have brought in more young players into his team and helped out when we were struggling. But that's my take on it. Again, you can't have it both ways. You can't say the academy players shouldn't play when we're under pressure, but then they should be playing. So I get what some people might think when I say, oh, the academy players should be playing. But anyway, that was the goal. I thought it was brilliant. Remember when we had York's call Sheringham on Ollie? Yeah, exactly. Man, do you know what? I always remember that every time. I was saying this to some young fan the other day, and I was saying, look, United always had at least 3 to 4 world-class strikers at any one given time in the squad. So if 1 or 2 would get injured, you'd still have another world-class striker to step in. Right now, United is a complete shambles without just having a proper striker, one striker who's young, and putting the pressure on that one young Sesko as a striker is unheard of. I just feel like it's a recipe for disaster. It was Ruben, not the academy. My point exactly, Rick. Yeah, I think it was Ruben. That, like I said, it was one of my major criticisms. And the way he even spoke about the academy, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Every coach loses. It's how you get the team to respond. Yep. Look, for me, it was always about that. Ruben was. I felt like he was not really positive about the academy, and I didn't like that. And of course, his treatment of Kobbie Mainoo, it's no secret that I was in the Kobbie Mainoo camp, not as far as saying free Kobbie Mainoo like his brother was saying. At that point, I was saying F you, get him out if that needs to be the case. Do not disrespect the club. The club is bigger than any player, any manager, any owner, anybody else. Just do not go there. But at the same time, I feel like look, Kobbie was mistreated. He was mistreated. He was mistreated by the manager, without a doubt. I mean, not giving him any hope of starting. I mean, that is pretty dire from a manager who should be pretty good with young players. You've got to give young players some confidence, something to look forward to. Didn't Amrin go to academy games and give youngsters a chance? Maybe not as much as fans would have liked, but let's be honest, Carrick hasn't given any academy players a chance in the last 5 games. I don't think he will. Look, number one, that was one of the major criticisms of Amrin, that he didn't actually go to academy games. That's what I heard anyway. And I've not seen any footage of him ever being at games. I might be wrong, but I heard that he didn't actually attend much games, academy games. He might have attended 1 or 2. In terms of Carrick giving them chances, I don't think he will right now. I cannot see that happening because, number one, we've got hardly any games. And number two is that he's got a clear objective, and that is, if you want the job, you need to qualify for Champions League. And he's got plenty of senior players right now who are being rested. They're going on a holiday because he's got time. They've got time to prepare between games. In March, we're not going to play any games really. So that's why I can't see him using up the academy players now, or promoting academy players, or promoting young players, or seeing more of Amas or Fletcher and things like that. But I do feel like next season, when we're back in all the competitions, hopefully, if Carrick's there, I think we get to see more of these young players coming through. That's why. I think that's what we will see. I know Fletcher gave a few of them a chance. We saw Amas come on against Burnley, was it? I think, and put in that really good cameo appearance, hit the crossbar and stuff. So yes, look, Grace, I get that. I get you're saying about Amrin unfairly being criticised, but there are some criticisms of Amrin that do stack up, and they are rightly levied at him, right? The one is the academy players. I don't feel like he spoke highly of them, and he wasn't that good with young players, I felt like. And this is my personal opinion. I just felt like he just didn't big them up enough. And there was just before he left, I think a couple of weeks, he did a press conference where he had essentially there were people criticized. I don't think he criticized the young players then, but I remember that there was a big backlash to what his comments were about young players who were on loan and how they were struggling. I can't remember who it was exactly, but there was a player that they were saying he's doing really well. So it doesn't really, it didn't look too good for Ruben Amrin. But anyway, that's Ruben Amrin. Whatever your thoughts are on him, let's not open that can of worms again. I mean, it's like treading on eggshells with Ruben Amrin, because there are still fans out there who hold him dearly and still say he was the best thing since sliced bread. I think he had his good points, but I also have to accept that he had some weaknesses that we all have to accept that were there. But anyway, positivity. Let's finish on some positive news. Positive news is that we are back in action. We can watch the games this weekend, see what we need to do, and go again on Monday night. It's going to be another must-win game. I'm hoping that we do see a few losses. I want to see Villa lose. I want to see a few others just below us lose as well. I know that sounds a bit nasty, but it's got to be said. It's got to be done. We've got to hope that these teams around us carry on screwing up so we get some breathing space and we can actually go and do well. My academy, you Michael Jordan from my business, lol, enjoy, and happy Glazers. I don't hear about you. Is everyone healthy? When I found out we was going to play a 3-4-3, was you excited, or was you thinking these players can't play this way? When you found out about the 3-4-3, I was excited. I'm going to be honest with you. I was excited. I didn't think immediately that the players were going to get found out, and they're going to struggle. I just thought, oh right, okay, this is it. This is something new. I was excited. I was excited because I wanted to see attacking football. it didn't work out for whatever reason. I just felt like we didn't have the players. And I accept one thing, which is that he never got this is Ruben. He never got the backing. He never got the backing with the players. And we do need to point the fingers directly at the owners there. We need to say, why bring him in if you're not going to back him? So look, there's parts where I think, Ruben Amorim was left out to dry, unfortunately, by the owners. So Ineos have got a lot to answer for, because they're the ones who brought him in. And now all of a sudden they're taking credit for Carrick's resurgence of the team and doing well. Absolutely not. This is awful. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy the football this afternoon. I'll be back tomorrow with a preview show. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe before you go. Take care, and I'll be back tomorrow.